everyone, I'm Jacy from Craft Life, and I'm here today to teach you how to make rainbow loom candy cane charms, ornaments, or even great decorations for your room or gifts. And the supplies you'll need to make these are one rainbow loom, a rainbow loom hook or a crochet hook, 2 colors of rubber bands, and today I'm using red and white, but you can use whatever colors you want to use. So please get your supplies and we'll begin. To begin, we're going to leave our rainbow loom set up in its staggered formation, and we're going to be using these 4 pegs at the end here. Also, we're going to begin by making the X's, and today I'm using the color red. So you're just going to turn your rainbow loom around, and you're going to take your first rubber band, twist it around your finger once so that you end up with 2 loops. And now we're going to make our first X. So make it here to here and push it down. Now we're going to take another rubber band and we're going to twist it around our finger again. So now we have 2 loops. And we're going to make another X from here to here. And continue this around your 4 pegs. Now you just want to push this down, and we're going to make 2 more X's, one from here to here and one from here to here. And all of the X's that we're going to be making are doubled, so that means you're going to wrap it around your finger and then make an X. So I'm going to start on this peg and wrap it all the way down to that peg and push it down. I'm going to do it again on these 2 pegs. Now we're going to push this all down, and we have just finished the bottom X's, and those are not going to be considered a row. And now we're going to start making our rows, and our first 2 rows are going to be in our second color. I'm going to be using white. So you're going to turn your loom, and you're going to lay your rubber bands all the way around. Now we have a bottom row and a top row. And you want to be super careful when you're bringing over your bottom loops because they are all so tight. So you're going to stick your hook in downward, and I prefer to stick my finger in the center to hold them all down as I bring them over. I'm going to do it again and continue this. Now you want to push this down, and we're going to lay our next row. Now we also have a bottom row and a top row, and we're going to bring our bottom 2 loops over the top on all of our pegs. Now we're going to push it down, and we have just completed our first 2 rows, and now our second 2 are going to be in the same color that we made our X's. So I'm going to do mine in red, and you're just going to do the same thing. Now we have a bottom row and a top row, and we're just going to bring our bottom 2 loops over the top on all of our pegs. Now you want to push this down, and we're going to do another red row. So go around and do the same thing. Now we have a bottom row and a top row, and we're going to bring our bottom 2 loops over the top on all of our pegs. Now, as you can see, we have our 4 rows already finished from the inside, and you want to pull them out to the outside. So I'm just going to take my hook, and I'm going to use it to help pull it out like this. We've just finished our first 4 rows of our candy cane, and you want to have 10 rows in total before you do the curve. So please do 6 more rows of what we've been doing, and remember you're going to do a 2 pattern, so 2 white, 2 red, and so on and so on. So please continue what we've been doing for 6 more rows, and I'll be right back. I just finished my 6 more rows, so now I have 10 rows in total for this part of my candy cane. And now I'm going to show you how to make the curve part. But please make sure that you have 10 rows in total before you do this. So now I'm going to be switching color to red. So I'm going to grab 2 rubber bands of my red. I'm going to twist them both around my finger. And you can probably use your hook to help you with this part, but you're just going to place this rubber band from this peg all the way over to this peg. You can also use your fingers if you don't feel comfortable using your hook. And you also want to keep these 2 loops at the top here. You want to keep them pushed up at the top. And now for the next 3, you're just going to lay single bands. So 1, 2, 3. So now we have double, single, single, single. And we're just going to bring our bottom row over the top. Now you just want to push this all the way down. We just did our first row of the curve, and now I'm going to do my second one here, and it's going to be the same color because I'm doing the 2 pattern. So I'm going to grab 2 more of my red. I'm going to wrap them around my finger, and this time I'm going to use my fingers to put it on, but I'm going to put it on this peg and that peg, and now I'm going to do singles the rest of the way. Now we're just going to bring our bottom loops over the top, and now I'm going to push this all down. We just did 2 rows together, and you want to have 6 rows in total for your curve here. So please do 4 more rows of what we just did, and I'll be right back. I just finished my 4 more rows, so now I have 6 rows in total for my curve of my candy cane. And now I'm going to start this part here, but in this white section here it is 1 doubled row like I've been doing, and then 1 single row. So I'm going to do my double row. So I'm going to take my 2 rubber bands, wrap them around my finger, and I'm going to place them on these 2 pegs. Then the rest are going to be singles, so I'm going to go around. And now I have a bottom row and a top row, and I'm just going to bring my bottom loops over the top. Now you're going to push this all the way down. And we just finished our 1 double row for this section here, and I'm going to do 1 single row. So I'm going to go back to normal where I was before. I'm going to start on these 2 pegs and go around. Now I have a bottom row and a top row, and I'm just going to bring my bottom loops over the top on all of my pegs. And now you're just going to push these all down. And we've just finished our curve and our first single row, and all you want to do is 2 more single rows, and I'll be right back. I just finished my last 2 single rows, and now I'm ready to hook this off and sew it up so I can take it off. So I'm going to begin on this peg, but I'm going to need to take the top loop and switch it to the bottom, and take the bottom loop and switch it to the top. So I'm just going to grab the top loop with my finger, and I'm going to grab the bottom loop with my hook. Then I'm going to bring the loop that is on my finger down first, and then the loop that is on my hook down next. Now you're going to start on this peg, grab your bottom loop, bring it to the peg next to it, and you know it's your bottom loop when it hooks the loop behind it like it just did. So I'm going to do it again. Take your bottom loop, now on this peg we're going to need to hook backwards, and to do that you're going to pull back your top 2 bands so that only your bottom one remains. Then you're going to bring your bottom one to the peg behind it. Now you're just going to stick your hook in through both of those loops, and we're going to grab a rubber band, pull it up through, place it back on, and pull 1 loop through the other, and pull that tight. And I'm going to start on this peg, so I'm going to stick my hook through these 4 pegs, and then stick it up through both of those loops. And then I'm going to pull it down and pop it off. Stick your hook up and pull your loop down. And then you can pop it off. Once again, stick your hook up, pull your loop down, pop it off. And then on your last one, stick your hook in and pull your loop through. Now we're going to take our hook and we're going to hold this loop here, and we're going to stick our hook through those 2 rubber bands that this loop just went through. So these 2 right here. Now it should look like this, and your loop should be on this side and your hook should be on that side. And what you want to do is you're going to take your hook and you're just going to pull it through, but not all the way. I just stuck my thumb in there to hold it. Then I'm going to place the loop on my finger, and I'm going to take the 2 loops that are on my thumb and I'm going to place them onto my hook. And then you're just going to pull this loop through. So it makes a tight knot. And now I'm just going to take my hook and I'm going to sew it through the center of the loops here. And I'm just going to pull this up through. I just pulled it through, and now I'm just going to tuck it in, and I'm going to shape my candy cane how I want it, so like this. And if you want to make it an ornament, all you have to do is take your hook, stick it through some loops at the top, then you're going to grab 1 rubber band or 2, and you're just going to pull it through, place it back on, and pull 1 loop through the other. And now you can use it as a candy cane ornament on your tree or anything you want to hang it on. And now you are finished. This is what they look like when they're done, and I'm going to hang mine on my Christmas tree, but you can use these as ornaments, charms, or they even make great decorations. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up, and if you make some, I'd love to see them. My Instagram is CraftLifeUSA, so please tag me in a photo, and don't forget to like us on Facebook, pin it on Pinterest, and subscribe right here on YouTube. I hope you'll learn a craft life just like me. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!